Hello, it's part 2 of my lecturer cleaning my desk video. Exciting stuff, but it still probably beats whatever's on daytime telly on channel 3 and 5, so could be worse. I went and got a coffee because it's basically heroin for lecturers. If you don't have coffee multiple times per day, are you even a lecturer? I don't think so. Right, here we have my dissertation supervisees list this year. I'm the module leader for the dissertations. That means that I have to, teach them how to do a dissertation as best I can manage, and I give them a few generic lectures. The dissertation's wonderful. It's a massive project where you have to write 15,000 words or so on a topic of your choosing. You have to do it very independently, with maybe a supervisor to guide you. And so I'm in charge of administering that module. I have to figure out which students are going to be with which supervisors, try to match them up according to their subjects. Everybody always moans about it, staff and students, so I spend quite a lot of my year trying to deal with those types of issues. But hey ho, you get used to it. Here is a paper which I wrote with my colleague Claire. Again, we worked together quite a lot, which we were very disappointed. Recently, it seemed to have been rejected. We're not entirely sure. We think we might have a second chance to do something with it, but this paper has literally led me nearly to a mental breakdown. It's the toughest stuff ever. We're looking at authenticity. Very complicated stuff. What does the word authenticity mean? And I think in a sense it means nothing, but trying to write a paper where you say that the word authenticity actually means nothing, it's part of a futile existential human need for meaning that isn't there. To actually express that in a way which makes sense is very difficult, and I don't think we've managed to do it yet. We'll keep working on that, but I'm going to have a break for a while and do other things because it's been a bit difficult and a bit dispiriting. What's next? Here we go, some lecture slides. There. Oh, I did a progression recently for a good student who is trying to finish her second year of her PhD before doing her final year. So what you do for a progression is they send you a report of the work they've done so far. You read through it, you give them comments and feedback, and then you listen to them do a presentation. It takes about an hour or 2 hours, and you pass them if you think they've done a good job. You give them areas, recommendations for what they could improve, those types of things. I always enjoy doing progressions. It's quite a lot of work, but it's nice to see what colleagues are doing in terms of their research, and it's nice to support them in terms of their academic career. And there we go. Here is the document that I read through, left lots of notes. I think I've typed up the form. I have to double check that. Very good, very interesting work. It was a pleasure to sit through it, and hopefully I was able to give a bit of constructive advice. Timetable, must keep that. If I lose that, I'm in trouble. What's next? This is an interesting one. So you see, it's quite fun digging through these old forms. I actually find stuff that's quite nice, quite interesting. I'm going to chuck this one. This is not useful or interesting. That was just a flyer that was given to me for free pizzas. I think they thought I was a student because I look so young and great, but I'm not. And I don't eat pizzas because, well, I do, but I'm not going to go around eating a pizza that they give me a flyer for because I'm rich and sophisticated and an adult and I'm old. This is stuff that we're doing because we have a conference in 2021, which is the Academy of Marketing. They're coming to the university. My colleague Claire managed to sort of get that deal sorted, her and Stuart Roper, who both work in marketing with myself. And yeah, there's a lot of planning to do. I'm on the committee, so I try and help out as much as I can, but I have a fairly minor role, to be honest. But it's lots of meetings, trying to arrange things in terms of timetabling, getting rooms, making sure that we can have stuff for the website to promote the event, all that sort of stuff. So that should be fun. University of Huddersfield has never hosted a massive event like this, not for a long, long time. It had the Academy of Marketing in the 80s at some point, but nothing for a long time. So that'd be quite exciting. More stuff. This is Claire's feedback. Purpose of the paper. Good point there, Claire. I don't really know. She uses a pink pen, which makes the annotation much more interesting. I will keep this. I think I stole Claire's pink pen. I've got a pink pen in my drawer, and I wondered how I'd ended up with a pink pen. Because of heteronormativity, I'm nervous buying my own pink pens, but if I can get one randomly in my desk drawer, I will very happily use it, because pink is a fun colour. This is a book by Stephen Brown, The Marketing Code, that Jo, my colleague, before she went on sabbatical, gave to me, because she knows that I love Stephen Brown. I need to make sure I read this. I've made very little progress so far, but as I'm locked in with coronavirus, that's a good time to try and do some reading. Okay, we're on the home straight now. I think we're making decent progress through the messy pile that is my desk. The main thing that I can't tidy up with my desk is that there is coffee stains and food spillages everywhere. There's so much in my keyboard that it's got to the point where I can't press quite a few of the letters unless you really hammer them. So like the letter P, and it looks like the letter A and D, they're not really working. And you know, you don't use the letter P that much, but you do use the letter A quite often, so that's a bit of a problem. I might need to try and get them to give me a new keyboard. This really looks like a severe health hazard now I look at it closely. Like that, I don't know what that stain is, but it's not something sanitary. This is the pack for a project that I'm doing with Claire and Fiona, my colleagues. We've had loads of fun working on this, and we're trying to basically work with local stakeholders, local businesses, local charities, and get them to figure out ways to promote the region, to try to talk about what we think works well in the local area. We're called Kirklees, which is the region around Huddersfield where the university is, and it's quite interesting. Lots of good ideas there. It's an ongoing project, and it's going well. And there we go, more things for that. Here we have some stuff that I get in terms of, as a lecturer, they try to get you to buy books, because obviously if we like a book and if we recommend it to the students, there's a chance that they will go off and buy them and the library will buy them. And so publishers, they send us free brochures and stuff, and sometimes they send us free books. It's a perk of the job. You get books about marketing or whatever for free, and you can see if you think they're good and you can recommend them to students. If I have my book out, I will make sure that that is recommended to everybody as essential reading. Every single lecture will recommend that textbook as core. Doesn't matter what I'm lecturing on. I could be called in to do a last minute lecture in, I don't know, biochemistry, and I would still make sure that my Principles of Marketing book was recommended as essential reading in that class. If you don't read it, basically fail. I don't even know what this is. Reimagining Marketing, Cases and Issues in Contemporary Consumer Culture. What is this? Oh, this is my book idea. I had a book. This is the book idea. You see? It's all working. God, looking back through this, it's like going through tree rings of, well, dead tree rings of paper, going back in time to when, you know, like I had this enthusiastic idea for this book that is making some progress. I need to get out there, talk to publishers. They've been very nice, the ones that I have dealt with so far. This is the Conference Bible. I need to obviously have things filed. I'm all over the place. It's book, conference, book, conference. So I'm going to save that somewhere, put it on my pile of useful papers. These, I'm ashamed to say, are pieces of admin that I've not done. The attendance monitoring registers, spot checks. We're supposed to take a register every so often of the students. And as you can see from these ones that I've not filled in, I obviously forgot to do them. I'm not always good at admin. Another of my resolutions was to be better at admin, to be more organised. And just like fingers, travel, and whatever that other one was, I'm obviously not doing very well. Right, there we go. I'm going to have to pause again for more coffee. It seems rude to drink on camera, and the final section will be ready in a second.